Welcome back to our 10 a.m. show here at C103 as we talk about the summer work program GRIT, which I'm going to quiz Wylie now, means what?
Growing rural independence together.
Oh, so well done. I didn't even warn you of that. You were just on cue. We've got Wylie Shipley in with us, as well as Taylor Newman, Elyse O'Brien, and Ronnie Slack. And we'll go around and let everybody introduce themselves and get their voices, the folks used to your voice out there. But Wylie, if you want to start us off, tell us a little about yourself and your involvement with GRIT.
So I'm kind of involved in a variety of ways. I was part of the sophomore group 2 years ago that first took the assessment whenever our school board kind of adopted that assessment. So I got to take that, and it helped me tremendously figure out my skills and aptitudes and really got me on an educational path to know that I was going to do CCP courses and then what I wanted to do for a career. And then my mom, Elyse Shipley, earlier she was speaking, she's pretty heavily involved in a variety of ways as well. So that's kind of how I really got introduced to it and how I kind of got to be a part of GRIT as a whole. And then now I'm currently one of those work experience students. So I get to do my PR stuff, which is what I want to do for a career through GRIT. So it's been kind of like a domino effect of this happened, then I took the assessment, then I had connections here and there, and then that's how I am where I'm at today, where I get to do a work experience that's all through public relations, and that's what I want to do for a career. So that assessment through GRIT and future plans really helped me figure out what I wanted to do. And then now I just graduated in May from North Adams, so I've got my education, and then now I have work experience that I can carry on with me throughout. So
very good, and I'm sure you were carried kicking and screaming to that first initial involvement, and it's gone well since then. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, very good. Let's talk with Taylor now, and we'll swing this microphone around here. I'm sorry.
Hi.
Taylor, tell us a little about yourself.
My name's Taylor. My name's Taylor Newman. I've took the assessment like Wylie and several others when it first started, and then I joined this work experience this summer because I felt like it was a great opportunity, and I'm interested in a lot of things, so I'm hoping it'll help me narrow down my choices and what I specifically want to do, but that's about it.
Now the assessment, as we heard from our last group, kind of helps you to dial in on a career path and a trajectory. What kind of things does the assessment, at least, say that you're interested in and should be looking towards?
Mine is majorly like teaching or like counseling, like social work, things like that.
Okay, very cool. Was that something you were interested in before, or is that something that was new for you?
Yeah, both of them are, especially teaching. I really wanted to be a teacher when I was little, and then I've kind of leaned somewhat towards psychology here and there, and now I'm thinking about incorporating, I'm big into agriculture too, to incorporate that, maybe becoming an ag teacher or something like that too.
Wow, very cool. So it's getting more and more dialed in as you go then.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Well, let's swing around to Elyse now, and Elyse, you're stretched out as you started. I think you were a little nervous, but did some stretches, and now you're calm, right?
Yeah, I think I'm good now.
Perfect. Excellent. So tell us a little about yourself, if you would.
All right. Hi, my name's Elyse O'Brien. I decided to join this program when they came over to my school. I go to the CTC, or I went to the CTC. But I decided to join the program because I figured it was a great opportunity. I took the assessment along with the others, and I took that, I think, in 10th grade. I found out a lot of my strengths and a lot of my weaknesses and what jobs I would be good in.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that helped me a lot to figure out how I should build and how I should go on with my future career.
Now, being able to take the assessment as a sophomore, and then obviously you haven't gone to the Career and Technical Center, did that help to influence your decision in any way and inform that to decide I'm going to go into the CDC and work towards getting that certificate?
Yes, sir. Actually, I decided to go into this program for another reason because I figured I wanted to get as many certificates and as much knowledge all over all spectrums as I can before I go into a career.
Very cool.
So then I just have more knowledge to expand and be able to understand what I want to do.
Absolutely. Now, what did you study at the Career and Technical Center?
I actually went to the CTC for welding.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that That's not to sound sexist at all, but that is something that you don't see many young ladies doing.
Yes,
so
sir.
I think kudos to you, and that's good, breaking the mold there. How did you get interested in welding?
Honestly, I was looking through the programs and I was just researching into each one, and welding just caught my eye, and I decided, why not? Like, I'm just gonna do it, see if I like it or not. It went pretty good. I don't think I'm gonna continue in that path, but I did think that it was a nice experience.
Very cool. And I'm sure, I will tell you, probably more detail-oriented than a lot of the guys that I know that do that, so, kudos to you on that. Last and not least, we've got Ronnie, and Ronnie, we'll swing the microphone around to you here. Tell us a little about you getting involved with GRIT and what that has shown for you.
Well, I took the same test when I was a sophomore, along with everybody else, and it measures your personality, and, it figures out what you would be best suited for in the long run, what would make you happy doing for the rest of your life, which is a really great opportunity. And I decided to take this program because I wanted to see if I could take advantage and see if I could make connections and really just further my education and knowledge of myself to see what I could accomplish further on. So, yeah.
Very good. Now, as you took this, I think the three ladies here, you have all graduated, but you're going into your senior year. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what has that kind of opened up for you to still, be working on this senior year as you work towards the graduation date and looking past high school?
I go to the CTC, and the test, when I took the test, I knew myself, but the test told me what I already knew, and it also informed me of other things as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so I decided to go to the CTC for early childhood education, and I decided to go with that path because I love kids, I'm very social, and any job that I could take where I could really just sit around and talk, that's the best.
That's good, yeah. Now you might look into broadcasting, I'm just going to say, that's going to be a potential for you. Very, very cool. So I think it's interesting you say it kind of opened up and told you what you already knew. So I think in all honesty, that's like the best form of an assessment is
It's
to
reassuring.
just reassure you.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. All right, well, Wylie, let's talk about, because you were kind of the guinea pig here starting out. Why would you want to get involved in this? Say if you're a sophomore, in high school, taking this assessment and getting involved with GRIT.
So after I took my assessment, it showed me what I wanted to do. I think that because of my results, that's how I kind of found an avenue to really get involved with GRIT. So it told me that I scored super high in enterprising and social, and kind of the same thing that he was saying, like I already knew I was social and liked to talk in front of people, but I didn't necessarily know which career that fitted into exactly. So whenever I learned about public relations and that field and the field of business and really coordinating with people and managing things, talking with people that way, it kind of opened my eyes for what I wanted to do. And then I was already somewhat involved with GRIT as far as like in the beginning, I traveled to lots of different high schools and like the ESC centers, places like that, and talked to high-level educators, trying to get them to buy in from a student's perspective, like this assessment's really cool, Adams County's doing it, you guys should do it too. So trying to get those superintendents, people from the libraries, principals, like this is what we're doing, it would be super beneficial to your students. So that's where I kind of got my foot in the door with GRIT and really getting to utilize my skills and aptitudes with talking in front of people and then also talking from a student's perspective. So I think where my passion started with GRIT was just being a student or a young person and trying to get the middle-aged or older population to understand, like, students are passionate about their education and they want to find out what they're good at, but we need help taking those next steps. And so that's where I really saw in that moment, the future plans work skills assessment, that's that next step. And we need your guys' help to bring that to the schools so that students can have those opportunities. So that's kind of where I got started with GRIT. And then since then, recently, COVID kind of put a halt to me going to schools, but here towards the end of the school year, I really got to go to different high schools, and I played a big role in this summer work experience program with recruitment. So I went to lots of the high schools and told the students, you can get paid to learn. So that's a big deal. And
That's a big billboard right there.
yeah,
right?
that was kind of my lead-in with each group that I talked to was like, here pretty soon if you go to college, you have to pay them to teach you. So this summer you can get paid to learn and to get a industry certification or credential that you're going to be able to take with you. So that's huge. It's more than just working a summer job. So that's kind of been my big role lately over the last 2 years kind of thing.
Excellent. Well, I'll let you go ahead and finish off your sales pitch if you would, and tell us, anyone out there who might be interested, how do you get started?
Yeah, so if you want to get involved, you can visit gritohio.org and then click either on youth or adult, and then there'll be all kinds of information for how you can be involved with our project and the different things we're doing and then the various counties that we're active in.
Very good. All right, well, we'll swing around again to Taylor. And Taylor, if you want to talk a little about some of the things that maybe you've learned from this program and experience, or maybe something you're looking forward to as you go through it.
I've learned a lot about myself. We've done a lot more on the assessments and really looked into what you're good at and searched more on careers. I'm hoping that it'll allow me to really make sure what I want to do, or because I like a lot of different things, and to choose which one I really want to do. That's the main thing I would say. And we've so far kind of gone over things. It's kind of inspired me to go further into searching for a career and not just settle on something, really try to figure out my dream, if you will.
Sure.
That's what it's taught me.
Well, I think deciding what you want to do for the rest of your life is a very, very difficult thing that to put on any teenager. So it's good that you're still working through that, weighing your options. That's great. Let's swing over to Elyse now. Elyse, what's been the biggest thing for you as you've gone through the program that you've found out about yourself, or that you still look forward to discovering?
I have actually found out a lot about different jobs that I could potentially go into in the future and maybe turn into careers. And I think that is really good, but I am actually really excited to be able to find out more about different jobs, more that I could go into, and more things that I could potentially build as careers, as I was saying.
Yeah, very good. And Ronnie, we'll have you finish off this segment here, talking a little about some of the things that you have experienced through the GRIT program and the summer work program, and maybe something you're looking forward to as you continue.
Well, from what I've heard, they have a lot planned for us. It's a very exciting program. And as a teenager, I haven't even graduated high school yet. I really just want to make money, and I want to learn about all the possibilities and different opportunities that I could take to do that.
Very good. Making money is always good. Right? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much for sitting down and talking with us. And again, as last time, we're going to reset. I think we've got another group to come in and talk a little more about the summer work program and GRIT. And I think, Wylie, again, it was gritohio.org, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, excellent. So get started there, get more information, and keep it tuned here on the home of the cow, C103.